right, can you all hear me? Please say you can hear me. It's doing that thing again. All right, we got quite a few people in here. Do let me know you can hear me. See, Halloween, good to see you. Bun, good to see you. Animal Man. Ingrid, welcome. Bestest Wolf, welcome. Terror, hey, good to see you back. Elizabeth, welcome. Luna, Jade. Let's see, Terror's gonna do some window shopping. Tara, thank you. Yes, everyone, please hit the thumbs up button and like the stream. Show the channel some love. Let people know you like the work we're doing. We appreciate that. PG, good to see you made it as well. Strawberry, welcome. Good to see you again. So, all right. Cool. You all can hear me, correct? Somebody say you can hear me. Okay, that'll work. Okay, good. Thank you. See, if I have to sit here and stare awkwardly until it gets weird, I'll do it. So appreciate y'all answering. Because for some reason YouTube used to show me when it's picking up my voice, and it's decided it's not going to let me know that information anymore. So I just have to kind of guess. Well, here we are, Sunday, magical coffee hour. We survived another weekend, and we're getting ready to go back to work. So I'll raise a toast to that. Mugs up. Oh yeah, that's right, Peachy. You forgot to tell me to watch that song. You forgot to remind me about that. Well, me personally, I don't know about you. I had a really, really good weekend. I had to do a lot of running and some errands and stuff yesterday, but had a lot of fun doing it. Also, got to restock my spirit supply. Yeah, that's what we'll say. Spirit supply. Other than that, I've just been really attempting to try and relax a little bit this weekend. I don't really get a chance to do that too often. So I've been trying to do that, which has actually been really nice. I should probably try and relax more. I really should. Let's see. Autumn Pauls, welcome. Welcome. I'm not sure I've seen you in here before. If this is your first time, glad to have you. So, no, it has. It's been a really good weekend. We had a little rain and wind, but it's been pleasant overall. Still been fighting that cough, but it's getting a lot better. A lot. Of course, the downside to a cough is as you get to the end, you start coughing more, which is just annoying. Oh man, Autumn, you learned to sew? That's a good skill to have. I actually picked it up myself. I actually sewed my wife a hooded cloak, a nice heavy one for cold weather. So handy little skill. Actually, the no. I was about to say the pirate shirt I wore on Halloween I sewed, but a friend of mine actually sewed that one. But it was the friend of mine who actually taught me how to sew a lot. So, yeah. So Strawberry, first semester is getting ready to end. Got a lot of missing assignments to turn in. Procrastination is not worth it. Ooh, Strawberry. Ooh, sorry to hear that. No. I will agree. I did a lot of procrastinating myself when I was still in school, so I totally feel you. And at no point did it ever feel like it was worth it. That's one reason I tripped and fumbled so many times due to procrastination during school that now these days I hate to put anything off. And it even drives my wife crazy because she's like, we don't need to do this for a week. And it's like, yeah, but I can get it done now. So I feel you, Strawberry. I do. Oh, best of luck to you. I do hope you get all your assignments turned in. We'll definitely raise a mug to you, Strawberry. Good luck to you. In fact, you know what? When I do my ritual this evening, I will add a little extra energy to help you get those assignments in. Do my part to help you catch back up there. Food, clove. Yeah, hers is big. It's got the big giant hood that you can pull down, and it's got the armholes. She loves it. Hey, Becky, welcome. Glad you could make it back. Been a while. Yeah, I think everyone has to battle with procrastination at some point. Some of us worse than others. I know I was horrible at it. But I think everyone wrestles with it at some point. And sometimes it's even just in like one thing. There's some people that will procrastinate certain things, but not others. Tara, don't get my Wi-Fi deals. If she knows I can make her a full hooded heavy blanket, she'll probably ask for it. I don't think I've ever seen her actually get hot. So. Hey, Jay, welcome. Glad you could join us. See, I got to read a dragon book after the last time I was here for coffee hour. And man, it's a ride from what I read. They learned about sanctuaries. Have you ever been to one or seen one? Ingrid, I have been to different styles of dragon sanctuaries. I don't necessarily know which book you're talking about or how they're using it. Many of them are quite fascinating. I have seen a few books that mention them in ways that I've never heard the dragons talk about. Luna, you're all such angels. Right. Why does I don't buy that? Oh, speaking of not giving my Wi-Fi deals, don't forget we do have the 5.5K challenge, where if you all get the channel up to 5,500 subs before Christmas, I have to do the Christmas live stream dressed as the Grinch, which my wife is really, really looking forward to. So, oh, sorry, pardon me. Do get those subs in. Share the videos around. Hey, Luna. Welcome. Or Luna Cirrus. We have two Lunas. Man, that's annoying. I made it through the Friday stream a lot better. I'll try not to die on stream. I actually do have a little water here. Good idea. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling fine. It's just the last little bit in the chest. So it's a cough, no biggie. Just annoying. Especially for somebody who likes to talk a lot. Sewing a house coat would be a neat idea. Ingrid, I don't know that I've read that one. I may actually have to purchase that and take a look at it. Thank you for letting me know. I always love to pick up a good book and see what's in it and get other points of view. I'll have to check my bookcase first to make sure I haven't got it. It's just not ringing a bell right now. But Tara, I appreciate your feel better, because even though it's annoying, I'll take any well wishes I can get. Oregano oil capsules boost your immunity. Oh, well, my immunity's up. Like I said, it's just a cough at this point. I'll check it out, Ingrid. I will. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, what do y'all got planned for this week? I know me. I'm going to be working a bit more with Odin and getting a room class video shot, as well as a book review that I've been wanting to get done for some time. Got to get that shot up and done. We actually have a video coming out too this week on the 9 elemental rulers and how they interact with the physical plane. I've had a lot of questions about that because we've talked about how their auras and their energy patterns can really wreak havoc on the physical plane. So I've been getting a lot of questions how they necessarily interact and work with this plane without destroying it, but instead actually help to focus on the balance of it. So I actually thought it'd be a good idea to step aside and actually do a whole video on that question, because that is a very important question when you look at dragon magic. So yeah, that we got that video coming out very soon too. Any dragon video equals excellent. Okay, I'll remember that when I'm planning out my videos. The book review we got coming up though is the I can never remember the title of it. It's like the Practical Guide to Asatru. I keep getting requests for books on heathenry and stuff like that, Norse practice and the like. And so many of them are so touch and go that I don't like recommending them. But this is one that I always keep going back to because it's laid out in a very simple fashion. So I'll be going through and doing a review of that book, telling what I like about it, the areas where I think it could have been done better, but I don't hold it no ill. So keep an eye out for that as well. I got a lot of work I got to do with the Fae. Again, I am working on the notes to get that Fae path working done. So I'm currently working with the Lord of Yule, or December more specifically, in order to get the notes for the December section of the path working, which has absolutely been fascinating. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm a little sad they won't let me get the notes and do the path working at the same time. So they're actually making me collect all the notes first and then do the path working next year. I got to do what the Fae do. So that's a little interesting. Usually you get the notes and do the path working at the same time, but I'll work with it. Halloween, my computer keeps glitching. Oh, that explains the dots. Okay, thank you, Halloween. No problem, no problem. Computers will do that. Hey, we all know the computer problems I have. So I can't say too much, can I? Ingrid, it sounds like an interesting book. I'm going to look into that. I appreciate you sharing it with me. I appreciate all the cough remedies, people, and I'll try them out. To be fair, though, one of the reasons I hang on to a cough so long, I was an idiot when I was younger, and there's a bit of scar tissue in my lungs. Um, so a cough will hang on longer than normal. It doesn't affect me in any negative way, medically speaking. So I don't ever really worry about it. It's just annoying. Um, Most of my life, I've not done anything where coughing ever caused me a problem. Um, Obviously, filming and doing live streams gets more annoying. But that is one of the reasons it does hang on longer with me. It didn't even affect my athletics as far as the scar tissue went, which I thought was weird. I thought for sure it was going to kill stamina and workout abilities. Jay asks, speaking of books, have you checked out Damon Brand's books? I have checked out a few of Damon Brand's books. In fact, below most of the videos, I think I actually recommend one of his books. I actually do like his style, the way he writes. I think he approaches magic in a very practical and approachable way. I am trying to get more of his books because I just like the way he writes and I like his philosophies. Um, so I find him a fascinating author to read. And of the books of his that I've acquired, tested, and worked through, I've actually found them to be very, very functional and approachable as well. And I am looking to actually do some review videos of his books, probably in the new year, because I really have enjoyed his writings. And there's not a lot of authors where I just literally say that this author is one that I really like their philosophies, and I really can't find too many problems with them. Um, I guess that's just the researcher in me. You always try to find the high notes, but you also try to be wary of the lows. That way, you have that perspective, and it's always good to have a perspective and not put someone on a pedestal. But Damon Brand, I really do like his writing style. But I'm going back to school soon. Might pick up the Dragon course in the meantime. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. The Dragon Magic 101. It is a wonderful course. Everyone who's taken it has gave me nothing but absolute enjoyment feedback on it. Terror. So books that are Dragon Magic and not Dragon Wicca in this case. More so, yeah, Dragon Magic is a hard topic to sort out, Terror. Most of the ones that are being published these days are either Love and Light Spirituality or they are Draconic Wicca, outside of Conway's works. I've not been able to find anything, and most people keep telling me I seem to be the only one publishing that kind of middle of the road, more magician, not religious style. I hope that's not the case because I would love to see more books on Dragon Magic published. Because I love, just like Damon Brandt, I loved hearing other people's philosophies, and I'm always on the lookout for books to read to expand my own understandings. So hopefully we do start seeing more books come out. Just got to keep that finger crossed. You know what I mean? Terror made an offering to the Fae for the first time. Hope they liked it. Gave them a glass of yummy milk. Sounds good. Sounds good. They probably will. Luna, it's okay, Drake. We still love you. Thank y'all. I know it must not be fun to be up here watching a live stream of some guy hacking up a lung. So I am glad y'all love me enough to hang around. Austin, can you go more into detail on magical dwarves? Which dwarves are you talking about? Because if you're talking about the dwarves in Norse mythology, they're less of what we think of as dwarves. They're I don't even actually know where they get the term dwarves. It's a word that was added in later because Svartalfen actually translates into more of a dark elf, not dwarf. Though as a race, they're not particularly pretty, not to mean them any insult, but by our standards, they are a bit unfavorable to look at. They do actually take offense if you point that out too. So don't go insulting their looks when and if you meet them. But those are the bulk of the dwarves I've worked with. Tarot. Unsure if I've worked with. I love tarot cards. I have not worked much with oracle cards. Favorite dragon decks. Actually, this is a hard one because no, I personally have not found a dragon deck that I like. That said, DJ Conway's Celtic Dragon deck reads fantastically. The way the deck reads, I love it. As of how it reads. The artwork itself just didn't speak to me. It was brighter than it seemed like it should be. It's so weird because the way it reads is so direct and straight to the point, which I love in a tarot deck. I don't like tarot decks that beat around the bush about anything. I like getting straight to the point, cutting straight to the quick, and just straight in there. No matter how bad it hurts, let's get to the point. Let's get her done. And that deck will do it. It really will. Just something about the artwork in me just never jived. That dragon deck wise has been the better reading one I found. I did take a look at Anne Stokes had a tarot deck made with her artwork. I didn't like it. I love Anne Stokes' artwork. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love her artwork. Great artist. But the deck felt so generic when you actually flip through it. And it read very hollow. It was like there's just no meat, no sustenance to the readings. So I'm still on the lookout for a good dragon deck. One of my students years ago, she ended up buying one. And it's actually one I was looking at, and it's the only one on the shelf, and I've not been able to see it since. So I did get a chance to flip through it after she bought it. It looked fascinating. So if I ever find that one, maybe we'll review that one and get a better beat on it. But yeah, for me, with a good tarot deck, I got to connect with the art and it has to read good. I'm real picky with my tarot decks. All right. Anyways, now that rant's over, Michelle, hello all. Can dragons take on human form? They can assume a human form in the astral in order to fit into smaller places, Michelle. But as they size down, scale down, and take on a human form, it also reduces their auric impact. So their aura has less impact and less potency and energy. Yeah, Tara, you're right. That is probably a good reason that there's a limited source of books out there. Hopefully, I inspire other magicians to start stepping out, start writing. I know many of you have asked me to do a book. It's hard for me to get my thoughts onto paper. I'm a great talker. I can talk up a storm. It's kind of the perk of being Southern. But getting it from here to on a piece of paper, that's harder. Um, so I am looking to transfer some of the courses into a book format, but I'm probably going to need an editor of some kind in order to make sure it makes sense to someone other than me. Let's see. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. This is true. Beauty is very much in the eyes of the beholder. That's why I said to us. That's why I specifically pointed to the human race as a general synopsis. See, Elizabeth, quick question. I'm new to the path and was wondering, can I practice dragon magic? Although I've not learned to astral travel yet. Can the dragons help me learn? Yes, Elizabeth. You can actually go to the video list for dragon magic. There you will see a ritual called the Ritual of the Flames. Does not require meditation to do that ritual. You can also check out the basic meditation video as well as the overcoming meditation hurdles video. These videos can easily be used together to, after the Dragon's Flame ritual, you sit down, do a basic focused meditation for guidance on opening your astral senses and moving into astral travel. Also look at the Astral Sanctum video. When you set up an Astral Sanctum and work in it, that is a form of astral travel, and you are officially astral traveling in your sanctum at that point. And you can easily work with any entity in your astral sanctum. But yes, even before you get to that point, you can use meditation and trance work to communicate with the dragons. I hope that helps. I know I just kind of shot in all that information, and that was a really big download, but hopefully that made sense, Elizabeth. See, thank you. I pulled a card on Dragon Magic from my Oracle deck and came upon your page. Find it very interesting and like your style of explaining things. Elizabeth, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. I often wonder if the way I'm explaining things makes sense. But so many people keep telling me they like my style and the way I explain it. So I'm doing something right. And the only thing I know I'm doing is being me. So I appreciate the compliment. It's good to know there's people out there who like what I'm doing. I definitely appreciate the compliment. I actually had someone compare my voice to Sam Elliott. I don't think my voice sounds like Sam Elliott. Huge compliment, though, to the viewer who said it did. Huge, huge compliment. And I'll take it. I will take that compliment all day. Let's see. Boone, as speaking of Conway, I've heard some mixed reviews about her books, mainly that it's fiction and some thought it's hogwash. What's your honest opinion about her books and writings? Okay, this is a tricky one here, bud. First off, I have to say I got my start in Dragon Magic through Conway's books. If it wasn't for her works, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I owe credit to Conway to some level and some extent. Her books do pull a lot of information from areas that have nothing to do with Dragon Magic by and large. And I think this is where a lot of people say in her books are fiction. And she even pulls from certain works of fiction, like The Charm of Making. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say the bulk of The Charm of the Making actually comes from the movie Excalibur. Now, someone's told me that The Charm of Making actually does show up in literature pre-Excalibur, the movie. I've never seen it yet. I keep looking for it because I'd like that to be true. It's a really cool thing. That said, she does seem to focus more in working with the dragons on just the Wicca, ceremonial magic, elemental side. And I know it's weird to say ceremonial and Wicca because they're two separate things, but she's really trying to blend and mix these practices in order to explain what the dragons are doing. And she doesn't do as good a job as I would like. I'm not going to lie. And when I'm asked about them, I usually tell people to read Mystical Dragon Magic because it does the better job of laying a foundation and groundwork than Dancing with Dragons. Dancing with Dragons contradicts itself like 7 times in the book. So I usually recommend Mystical Dragon Magic if you want to look at Conway's works. Now, she is very light. Some people even say she's very, very fluffy. She does approach some of the harder topics in there, though she sweetens them. She really does. She sweetens them to make them easier. And she does seem to take a very Wicca-ish approach. So they do have their place in Dragon Magic. And for many of us, like myself, if it wasn't for the work and the road that she began to pave, many of us wouldn't be where we're at now. And I spoke to the dragons about it. They weren't happy with the names that she assigned them for their public names, but they explained her books as their first attempt to start easing people into Dragon Magic. Because at the time those books were written, the occult community was very, very different. It was not as open. It was not out there. Certain topics were not talked about as much. And they had to use what they had available to them to begin that transition. I don't know if I'm the next stage or there's been stages between Conway and me, but you can still see the evolution in Dragon Magic taking place as more and more magicians begin working directly with these entities and are beginning to share their gnosis and their knowledge, and hopefully to actually publish it and take their gnosis knowledge more public as well, which is something I would love to see. I always say my hope is not for my students to get as good as me. I would love to see my students surpass me and get out there and research and find new magics all their own. Let's see. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense to you, Elizabeth. I'm glad I was able to help. Let's see, Tara. Is it possible to do the Dragon's Flame ritual and the other beginner meditation / ritual if you have basic meditation down? Yes, it should be. Yeah, if I'm understanding your question correctly, Tara. Yes. The Dragon's Flame ritual is very much a beginner style ritual. So if you have basic meditation and ritual work down, easy peasy. Well, thank you. I get that. People keep telling me my voice is calming. That's actually a good compliment for me, especially as crazy as the world is. It's good to know that I can bring a bit of calm to it somehow, even if it's just my voice. Exactly, Tara. I mean, even if her work's outdated, I still highly appreciate it. She really took a step that needed to be taken when no one else would. And I actually got to converse with her back and forth a time or two and share my research with her a few years back. And she's actually one of the ones who was encouraging me to share my research. And she's actually one of the ones that said it's time to take it to the next level. Um, and it really saddens me that she passed away before I was able to get everything as where it is now, because I would like to think she's proud of the work I'm doing that was inspired by her and the work she first laid down. Because even though our styles are drastically different, she is the one that helped to set me on my path. And to that, I will always be grateful because Dragon magic has truly changed my life in ways that I never could have imagined. And her books were the only resource I had originally. So, yes, everyone, raise a mug to Conway because though her styles may not be mine, she put forth a lot of information and lore for all of us, and we continue to carry that torch. Let's see, Tara, I think you're the next stage, at least at this moment in time. Well, thank you, Tara. I appreciate it. Just remember, if I am this next stage, the whole point is to take the information, the workings, and the knowledge that I'm sharing and to build on it, to keep us all moving forward. Okay? Don't let it stop with me, people. Keep this going. Keep the ball rolling. I'd like, when I kick the bucket many, many years from now, because my wife tells me I'm living to be 500 because she ain't doing it on her own. So, wife has spoken. You know how it goes. Anyways, whenever I do pass on and I look back, I want to see you all keeping this ball rolling. Don't let it stop. Keep it moving. Yeah, like the Dragon's Flame ritual, I actually do that one daily, Tara. As far as like the meeting your guardian and your co-magician, you can do those daily if you want. Only instead of the questionnaire, obviously, you're just going to be moving to them. But you can also just call to them once you have a name and they'll show up. You don't need to do a full ritual. You can easily do the Dragon's Flame ritual and call them to you. But I do the Dragon's Flame ritual daily. It's part of my daily working. And Tara, you are right. She was a sweet lady. That's exactly it, Tara. She got us on our feet. She got us moving, and now we got to keep that torch going. We got to keep on moving. That's how we honor those that came before us. So, look at this. Here we are coming up on the winter solstice, and we are remembering those who came before us. Conway is dragging grandma. I love it, Tara. I really do. Honestly, the few times I got to chat with her, it was really great. She was really sweet. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Hopefully, I just leave you all with a little something to make your lives better. That's my goal. I like to think I teach people to think analytically and for themselves and to push themselves to grow and be the best them they can be. Austin Embry, Drake, I know it's random, but are people able to evoke magically vampires? Austin, this is a tricky question because depends on what you mean by the word vampire. This is a word that has so many definitions to it. For one, you have the modern vampire community where the vampire is used as a mantle or archetype to be emulated for self empowerment. It has nothing to do with actual vampiric power and drinking of blood, taking of energy, any of the Bram Stoker mythos. And then you have what I've often heard referred to as the elder vampire community. These are people and individuals who seem to claim to have an energy deficiency in which they do need to take energy from an outside source to maintain their health. Truth of that matter, no one knows. Okay, let's not mention that word. YouTube does not like that word. But so there is those aspects of it. Now you do have entities similar to succubuses and succubi that, or incubi and succubi that resemble vampiric style entities. They're not the only type of vampiric style entities, but as far as just vampires themselves as a singular entity, I'm unaware of those, so you really wouldn't be able to evoke that. And as far as the person, I would have to say no. So entities that have vampiric-like traits, you could evoke. But so again, due to the broad usage of this word, Austin, it's a tricky one. It is a really tricky one. I hope that made sense. So yeah, and Sleuth, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. It's just YouTube's really big about certain words and stuff right now because they're trying to keep stress levels down, would be the nice way to say it. And well, part of my agreement as a content creator, I have agreed to do my part in keeping those stress levels down. So hope that makes sense. Tori, welcome. Glad you could make it. And Tara's right. Better late than never, always. So yeah, we try not to talk about the beer virus here. Besides that, we're closing out the weekend. We want to stay on high notes and good coffee. Well, we're glad to have you back, Tori. We have missed you. Austin Drake, I like your Laws of Magic video a lot. Well, thank you. That was a hard one to do. That was a long one. Isaac Bonowitz, I think, is the individual whose book I first encountered the Laws of Magic, which I enjoyed the book. It reads like a science journal. It really does. So it's hard to get through for most people, but I enjoyed it. And after I found them, I started searching through as many different grimoires and stuff as I could to see if it matched up. And throughout the ages, you see these rules popping up over and over and over and over again. And to this day, I keep putting those magical laws to the test to see if they hold up. I keep expecting them to fall apart, but so far they haven't done it. And when you really examine how magic works and operates as a science, not a spirituality, those laws really are a great, great roadmap. So, yeah, I actually enjoyed making that video. Human malware. That might be the best term for it I've heard. Terror, that might be. I like that one. Thank you, Mon. Thank you. Yeah, I actually really do like this background here. I was thinking about switching it out today, and I just looked at it and I liked it, and I decided to keep it up for another stream because I don't know, I love it. I've been working in the Fey Realms a lot, and this actually reminds me of a section in the Fey Realms a lot, so I really do love it. Let's see. I watch another YouTube channel, and they use that term for it. Awesome. Okay, well, got to give credit where credit's due. I like that term for it. I know a lot of people's upset with YouTube and that stipulation. It doesn't bother me because I'll be honest with you. Other than these live streams when someone may bring it up, um, more than anything, I'm here to try and have a good time, share some information with you all, so that don't really get in the way too much. So it's all good. That, and let's be honest, YouTube does not charge me for the platform, so that is totally fair. That is totally fair. See. All right, we got some good questions in here tonight. Even though it's been a chill night, which is nice because we're ending out a nice chill weekend. It's actually been a spoiled weekend for me too. My wife decided to make her famous spaghetti. She made a massive thing of it, which is one of my favorite meals, to be really honest with you. She makes a great spaghetti. Let's see, Sleuth, have you read any Ian Milo Decate books? I don't know. The name's not striking me right now, Sleuth. But then again, as I said, just now I ate a lot of spaghetti. I'm not sure I'm firing on all cylinders. So I'd have to look into that. Name sounds familiar though, and I don't know why. So I'm going to look that up, man. I am going to look that up. I'm going to look that up. Now I'm curious if I have. And I'm always on the look for a good book. So if I haven't read his stuff, score! Got something to read. All right. I've read a lot of Goetic work, so I'm actually awesome. I'll definitely look him up tonight, actually. Where's my good pen? Let me write that name down real fast. I'm trying to write and it's running away. There we go. Got it. Thank you very much. Always looking for new books to read. Whoa, crap. There we go. Terry, your wife spoils you. She really does. She really does. But to be fair, I spoil the tar out of her. That's why we work so well. We spoil each other. Will do, Sleuth. Thank you. Appreciate it. Boy, notice there's never any wasted coffee. Ever. Tara, I can do that. I can make sure she gets the biggest and the bestest snuggles. I can make sure of that. I'm actually planning to make her a traditional Louisiana jambalaya next weekend. To be honest with you, that's kind of on my to-do list. That, and I'm wanting to get well, not next weekend. Not going to do it next weekend. But I'm planning to get a couple of the big tomahawk steaks and do those on the grill for her. That'll probably end up being our Yule meal. That is one, Bun. I've not read that one. I have not read that one. Benson, Stand and Sword. Wait, is it Basum Stag and Sword? Because I've read one called Basum Stag and Sword. I don't know the author of it. It's been years, or Stang, yeah, Stang, that's it. That's the one. I did read that one years ago. I can't really critique it, A, because it's been so long since I read it. B, it was so early in my studies, I'm not sure I knew what I was reading. You ever read a book when you were too dumb to know what it was? You should really go back and read it now that you know a thing. That's kind of where that book is for me. So that probably would be a good book for me to go back and read because it has been a really long time since I've read it. And you are correct. There was a time when I was in a metaphysical shop teaching classes, and anytime that book came up, it did get a lot of mixed reviews. It was kind of interesting. But that is one that I personally am not equipped to critique because I read it so early in my path that I don't think I understood enough to truly say I read it well back then. I think it's one I should go back and reread. Hope that makes sense. Sleuth, have you ever done evocation and actually seen the demon? Yes, at least as far as a full evocation to the physical realm, where you need your arcane sight. The entity or demon fully comes to the physical realm. You will still need your arcane sight to see them, but yes, I have done full physical evocation. So if in that instance, I can say yes. Talking with magicians all over the world, I get questions from people. Can you evoke a demon to where they actually have a physical body? When by physical, I mean physical. Every magician I've talked to said that that's not necessarily doable to most of their knowledge. You can get the entire presence on the physical plane, but you would still need a manifestation base of some kind for the energy to attach to, and you would still need to use your arcane senses to actually perceive the entity. And thank you. I'm glad you like my hat. Appreciate it. Yeah, Sleuth, I've heard this from a lot of people. That seems to be an area of evocation that's one of the harder ones, because it can be hard for people to get into that trance state, draw the energy toward them, and maintain that trance state as the energy goes up and up and up and starts pushing against them. And then at the same time, manage to open up their arcane sight. But at the same time, these same people can do astral evocation or contact evocation just fine. Um, and I've been doing work with a few individuals trying to find a good workaround or a way to overcome this. Because I do think in most cases there are ways to overcome these type of things. And in most cases, I found them. But this is one where when I run into people who's been doing evocation a long time and physical evocation just seems to be their wall, I've not really come up with a system to bypass that yet and get them into the full physical evocation well. Um, it's one area I'm still trying to research and help other people on. Let's see. Terror is Merlin a powerful entity or ascended master in the other worlds? And if so, have you met him before? I'm curious what he's like. Um, I have heard him talked about amongst the ascended masters. I've heard him talked about mentioned. And from what I've heard from a few of the Ascended Masters during my soul travel, he is a bit quirky in a kind of jolly, jokester, kind of whimsical way, which I found interesting because a lot of the things you see about Merlin, he's like uber serious. So I found that a little interesting to hear. Have I personally spoken with Merlin directly? Not yet. I won't lie, that's actually on my to-do list for 2021 for my soul travel work, is I'm actually wanting to try and get some one-on-one time to talk with Merlin. So I really personally can't say what he's like or necessarily where he actually would fit in the hierarchy of entities if you wanted to place him there. But I have heard him mentioned by the Ascended Masters as an Ascended Master. So he's at least categoried and qualified in that. But yeah, I've not personally met him yet, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. Let's see. What about Brommelin? What I've not met a Brommelin, if that's what you're asking. I've not met him. I read his book years back. I need to reread it. I actually recently purchased it, so I could reread it. Well, Tara, if Merlin's watching over you, I'd say that's either a good thing or a bad thing. But if you needed someone to get you on the right track or to help you, I mean, if you look at the lore, Merlin sounds like a good guy to have helping you, have in your corner, for sure. Yes, look, I've read the Abramelin rituals before. It's been a while since I've used them. To be honest with you, I can't even really remember them. It's been so long. But I am planning to reread the book because I really find it's good to go back and reread something. You will find nuggets of wisdom in it that you didn't see before as you've grown. And Abramelin's book is actually one of the ones I'm really looking forward to going back and rereading because of that growth. Let's see, last book question, I promise. Yeah, we'll see. Well, actually, it might be because we're coming up on our hour. It might be. So you might just be sneaking it in on a technicality here, man. I promise. Have you read The Crooked Path by YouTuber Keldon? No, I have not. That's actually not even a book I'm familiar with. So I might actually have to look that one up. And Lord help me, what the heck? Okay. I think that guy's vehicle's loud enough. Alexandria, hey, better late than never. Glad you made it. Sorry you fell asleep. Do I have any good Luciferian books? See, I don't know. Honestly, I think the closest Luciferian book that I can say I've read that I enjoyed. Oh crap, I can't even remember the name of it. It's by Asimov Mason, and it's part of the Temple of the Ascending Flame Works. I want to say it's like Lucifer, the Awakening, or Awakening of Lucifer, something like that. I'm gonna have to double check it. But most of the Luciferian works I've read were more Asimov Mason based works. Luciferian is not an area I've really studied, Strawberry. I apologize for that. I know I really need to read more in there. I really do. But a lot of my research has been more focused in the science and framework of magic. And since a lot of the earlier Luciferian books were very spiritual and religious focused, not saying that's all that was in them, not saying that at all, but many of them did come off that way, and or it was just my early career in magic stupidity. That's also a possibility. I'm not as well read in that area as I would like to be. Um, and that is an area I need to be better read in, and that's an area I plan to read more in. But as y'all know, religion is it's something I don't really do much. I do magic it more as a science. So it, for the results. Um, but I will need to read more into that. The maybe it was Rites of Lucifer. Maybe that was the. But check out Asenath Mason. Her Luciferian books, I actually really did enjoy. I really did. And perhaps I'll even remember the actual title of the freaking book next week. Take it easy, Sleuth. Have a good night. I'm about to head out myself. Get ready to close up. We really do. We always do. Ever since Linda left, it's like hour. What's an hour? We don't do this. No one knows what an hour is anymore around here. We miss Linda though. I miss that little critter. I need to give Linda a call and bug her. I really do. Not necessarily, Anna. That's actually a good question. Magic can be part of spirituality. It does not have to be, nor does it have to be religious. Um, you can actually approach magic strictly on a as a practical tool, which is really the direction I come at it most of the time. I do not worship, I do not praise. I approach every entity with skepticism. I approach them with respect and I treat them with that respect, and I expect to be treated as such. And I do look at using this tool, this power, and this science in a way to improve myself and to grow myself. And but I see it no different than I see it as working out or learning to shoot a gun or martial arts or learning computer programming. Because these are things that can help me improve my life. It's just how I choose to use it. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, we are in the modern world. We have taken religion, spirituality, and magic and made them into one thing when they are actually three separate things. There are three things that can easily overlap and easily help one another out. But they are not interwoven so completely that they're a requirement of each other. I hope that makes sense, Anna. That's not to say there's anything wrong with magic and spirituality. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with magic and religion. It's just due to my background, due to the way I was brought up, due to my life experiences. Um, Me and religion don't get along, and largely me and spirituality butt heads. Sadly, most of the people who claim to be spiritual don't take responsibility for their actions. So again, my personality gets in the way there a little bit, and um, I'm a big believer in taking responsibility for everything you do in your life, and self mastery and mastering your life. That's why when something happens, I don't look outside and say, "Well, the world's crazy because of all this out here." I always look at Drake and say, "All right, Drake, what can you do to make sure you're having an awesome life?" and that's the road I take. And I do try to master myself and all the energy in my life and use that same power to not only bless myself and help myself to grow, but to help others grow. Um, and it's actually been very helpful, Anna, because it allows me to give a framework and teach a framework, so that you take that framework, and whether you want to take a religious path, a spiritual path, or grab all three, magic, spirituality, and religion, and just weave them into one thing, and that be the correct path for you for ultimate success, ultimate growth, and ultimate improvement. That's awesome. And that is a beautiful thing for me. And that's what I love to see. And honestly, I think that may be my favorite part about what I do, making these videos and stuff, is I can give information and knowledge and a framework that allows each and every one of you to find that path that will help you be the best you be. And for me, that is the ultimate. That really is. And whether it's spirituality, religion, it makes no never mind to me. I just want to see you all be the best you can be, whatever that be. That's a lot of bees. I hope that makes sense, Anna. Chitasuma, how can you implement magic to enhance your musical ability as a musician? You could look into candle magic, pick a color that represents music and/or artistic talents for you, and you could do a candle magic spell, very similar to the prosperity spell that we do here on this channel. And you can do a long-term spell to enhance your musical ability. That's option one. You could also do a sigil specifically for this and actually write out the phrase, I wish to enhance my musical abilities and talents, and follow the basic sigil magic video for making a sigil out of that phrase. And you can keep that sigil in your pillow as well as on your person every day. That would also help you to do it. Of course, you want to charge the sigil, but that's all covered in the basic sigil magic video. Um, if you're skilled at evocation, which if you're asking this question, I'm going to guess not, but just in case, evocation is a bit more advanced, but you could evoke an entity that deals in music. Paimon, I've heard often used for artistic things, as well as Azazel. And me personally, for music, I tend to go to the Norse god Bragi. All those would be great options for working with your music. Another option would easily be to work on meditation and meditate with Bragi, and you and him actually work on your musical practice together. So you would meditate with Bragi, call on him in meditation and prayer, and play music while in your ritual space or in your working area in a meditative-like state. And he would help you with your abilities. I hope that is of some help. I know that is a quick rundown of solutions, but that is several solutions that you could utilize for that goal. How do you feel your bond with your guardian dragon? Well, you talk to them, you work with them, you speak with them, and the bond is a friendship. It's not a secret, super special, magical, emotional bond that stretches across the multiverse. It is a true friendship. And just like when you see that friend that you've had for ages, that you and them can trust each other impeccably, you see each other, and your soul just lights up because you know each other. You know what kind of trouble you're about to get into because you two are about to get into some shenanigans together. And you know there's going to be stories, and you've already got stories for years of all the shenanigans you've already done. It's that same kind of emotional bond and attachment that you build up with your guardian and your co-magician. You have to build up these friendships in Dragon Magic. That is the hardest part of Dragon Magic because you actually have to work at genuinely building up a real friendship, not just I summon you so you can do this for me. And Anna, thank you very much. I'm glad I was able to answer that for you well. I was a little worried I got a little convoluted there, so I'm glad that made sense. All right, everybody, we are going to get ready to wind up. I'm going to chug me some more coffee tonight. We like good coffee, too. And I got some more work to get knocked out. It's getting late, but I still got plenty of time, plenty of energy, and plenty of coffee to get me through. We're going to do well. Do keep your eyes out for the video on Tuesday. If my memory serves me, it will be that video on the 9 rulers, which I know you all love your Dragon Magic videos, so definitely keep your eyes out there. Do also keep your eyes out for the next entry in the Rune Magic course. I believe the next entry will actually be on rune readings. So we'll get into basic rune readings in the next lesson, which is going to be a lot of fun. I know many people have been looking forward to that. Also, be sure to like this video. Let YouTube know you like the work we're doing. It really helps us out. And don't forget the 5K challenge. If we can get this thing up to 5K before Christmas stream, my wife gets to dress me up as the Grinch, and I get to come up here and make a fool of myself, all painted green, probably with a Santa. Well, I guess I have to have a Santa hat, don't I? For the Christmas stream, which hopefully I get to see plenty of you for. I should also remind you, if you don't know how to make wassail for your Yule celebration and you're 21 or older, check out our How to Make Wassail video in the holidays section. Wassail is a wonderful addition to the holidays. Other than that, I think we might be good to go. People, did I forget? Oh, I almost did forget something. The art contest. Don't forget the art contest. We have the Yule Christmas mugs. Get your artwork entered for that. The winner gets 50% off the mug. Sadly, they changed the rules on me, so I can't give it away for free no more. So your artwork will be on the 2020 Yule limited edition mug. We'll only be shipping out 50 of those, just like we did for the Halloween mugs. And you all do some fascinating and absolutely wonderful art. I look forward to seeing it. We've got a few entries already. So that will end on December 15th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you get your entry in before then. And with that, people, you all get out there, you continue your research, you continue learning, you continue growing, keep making that progress, keep seeking that knowledge, and have a freaking fantastic week being the best you that you can be. And I'm going to be doing the same. Y'all have a wonderful night. Take it easy.